In this video, I'm going to show you how I made these beautiful wooden coasters that I wove different kinds of wood into. This is a pretty easy project that didn't require many materials. Here I've got a slab of walnut, some mahogany, a few thin strips of Spanish cedar, and a strip of purpleheart. These strips are about an eighth of an inch thick. The first thing I'm going to do is mill the walnut and mahogany into the dimensions I want. I found this piece of walnut at my local hardwood store in a dollar scrap bin. It's rough and oddly shaped, but I now have some tools to help with my milling process. Here I'm using my straight cut jig since I don't have a jointer to rip off the extra material from this walnut to create a straight edge. Next, I need to smooth out the faces. See how rough this is? I'm going to send this through my planer, first on a sled so that I can ensure it's stable and flat on the bottom, because if it isn't, the planer will just match an uneven bottom. Then I'll flip it over, send it through again, and then I should have flat and parallel faces. Okay, so now I've got one clean straight edge, flat parallel faces. Now I can take it back to my table saw to clean off the final edge. I'm going to repeat this process for the mahogany, but use the dimensions of the walnut as a reference since I want these to be as close to identical as possible. Since I'm using cutoffs and leftover materials from other projects, I had to go with the dimensions I can get from the material, as opposed to making it the ideal size I wanted for the coasters. Given the material, I decided I could go with 3¼ inch square coasters. These are a little on the small size, but nevertheless, this is good practice for me since these are the first coasters I've ever made, and I'm making these for a friend to congratulate them on their retirement. Okay, now the fun part begins. I wanted to try out the weaving technique I used in a previous project where I struggled to make a woven charcuterie board. This project is much smaller, so I wanted to see if my bandsaw could handle it. I used some double-sided tape to secure the pieces together evenly so that I can use my bandsaw to cut a curvy line along the pieces. I went pretty slow because last time I tried this, my bandsaw failed me. Luckily, it worked, so I separated the pieces, then switched them around so each piece would be a combination of the walnut and mahogany. Time for the first glue up. Remember those thin strips of Spanish cedar? I'm going to glue those in as an inlay where I cut the curved lines. Since I switched up the wood, the Spanish cedar inlay will serve as a nice transition between the colors, and the curve will also give it a little character. After the glue up, I need to clean up the pieces. First, I use my chisel to remove most of the squeeze out, then I run them through the planer to get them nice and flat. Next, I stacked and placed the pieces onto my straight cut jig, but at an angle that looked just right. My plan was to inlay the purple heart strips. The Spanish cedar would be curved and the purple heart straight but at an angle. To make the strips of purple heart, I measured out and cross-cut a little longer than the length of the pieces. Then I ripped off a couple pieces to the size I needed to properly inlay. It's time for the second glue up. This is where the purple heart goes in and gives the pieces the design I was going for. And just like last time, after the glue up, I'm using a combination of my chisel and planer to flatten the pieces smooth. Now that I have flat pieces, I'm using my crosscut sled to clean up the edges. This gives me a great rectangle to work with and find out what the final dimensions would be. Again, going into this project, I didn't exactly know what the actual dimensions would be other than square shaped. So now that I have good identical rectangles, I was able to figure out how wide it needed to be so that when I cut them in half, they would be squares. But before I cut them in half, I used my table saw to resaw them down the middle to the final thickness the coasters would end up being. Here I'm switching from a ripping blade to a crosscut blade with more teeth so I can get smoother cuts. I'm trying to get all these squared up with even sides, so any sort of tear out would be bad news. 8 coasters sounds so much better than 7 coasters when you're talking about a set, to me at least. I like to dust off my trusty hand plane anytime I get the chance. Here I'm using it to put a slight chamfer on all the edges. These were really starting to look great. Here I'm trying to give myself any excuse possible not to have to sand these things. I made sure to clean the pieces between each sanding grit. After sanding down to 220 grit, I pop the grain by spraying a little water on the pieces. Once it dries, just hit it again with 220 and it should be pretty smooth. To finish these coasters, I'm using a polyurethane. This is going to help protect the wood if something spills on it and also give it a little sheen. In between the two coats, I hit it with a little sandpaper. All right, we're not quite done yet. The coasters are done, but I can't just give someone 8 coasters. They need something to hold them or really be displayed in. I decided to make this something out of oak. I really didn't have a plan going in, but just wanted something simple and easy. As I started doing this, a design did come to mind I thought would work. A simple base with open sides and a dowel to hold them in place. I'll let you watch the process of me making this ad hoc design. I'll also let it play through so you can see the final reveal. Enjoy.